Welcome to Bonlosha Infotainment Channel. It was a night in the year 1833. Across Northern America, people were sleeping peacefully in their homes. Around 3 a.m., chaos suddenly erupted. Rooms and houses lit up as if balls of fire were raining from the sky. The entire sky was glowing with their light. These glowing objects were meteors, stones falling from the sky, known as shooting stars, and in Urdu, Shahab-e-Saqib. Hundreds of these fiery streaks were descending from above, and it seemed as though the world was about to end. This spectacle continued until morning, and after sunrise, the phenomenon finally disappeared. But the question is, what exactly are meteors or shooting stars? How do they form? Why do they fall toward Earth? And did they have any role in the extinction of the dinosaurs? Let's find out. Nearly 4.5 billion years ago, our Milky Way galaxy's solar system was nothing more than a cloud of gas and dust. Due to the shockwaves created by the explosion of a nearby star, these particles collided. Because of gravitational pull, almost 99% of this cloud was drawn toward the center, eventually forming the Sun. The remaining 1% of particles formed the planets of our solar system, each orbiting around the Sun. But not all particles combined into planets. Some metallic and rocky fragments never fused together. Instead, they kept orbiting the Sun as rocks in space. These are called asteroids, a word meaning star-like. These rocks sometimes collide, breaking into even smaller pieces. These smaller fragments are called meteoroids. If any of these rocks drift out of their orbit and move toward Earth, they enter our atmosphere. Just like rubbing your hands together creates heat, friction with the air generates heat when an asteroid enters Earth's atmosphere. This heat causes the rock to burn, glowing brightly as it falls. This is nature's own defense system, which destroys most incoming objects before they reach the ground. A burning meteoroid is called a meteor, commonly known as a shooting star or Shahab-e-Saqib. The word Saqib comes from Arabic, meaning piercing, while Shahab means light. When these burning rocks streak through the sky, they create a glowing trail, as if piercing through space. Hence the name Shahab-e-Saqib. Thousands of asteroids exist in space, but the largest concentration lies between Mars and Jupiter, in a region called the asteroid belt. There, between 100,000 to 1,900,000 large asteroids are found, each over 1 kilometer in diameter, along with countless smaller rocks. When Jupiter formed, its strong gravity prevented nearby dust and metal particles from forming another planet. Instead, these fragments kept colliding and remained as rocks, forming the asteroid belt. Some asteroids also exist near Neptune. According to NASA, around 5,200 tons of space dust and tiny particles enter Earth's atmosphere every year. They pose no harm because most of them burn up completely. When you see a star streak across the night sky, that's one of these tiny particles burning up, what we call a shooting star. However, some stones are slightly larger. According to the American Meteor Society, 10 to 50 small meteorites fall somewhere on Earth every day, though they are difficult to find. In Norway, only 16 such stones have been discovered so far. Once a year, a relatively large asteroid also falls toward Earth. Because of its size, it appears like a huge fireball descending from the sky. The largest known asteroid in space is Ceres, with a diameter of 940 kilometers, about the size of the U.S. state of Alaska. Because of its huge size, some scientists classify it as a dwarf planet. The second largest is Vesta, with a diameter of 525 kilometers. It is so bright that it can be seen with the naked eye. The third largest is Pallas, with a diameter of 513 kilometers. When it was discovered in 1802, it was initially believed to be a planet, but later discoveries of many such large bodies clarified that these were asteroids, not planets. From above, you can clearly see large craters. These craters are formed when stones from space strike the surface. Mars has around 42,000 such craters. The Moon has nearly 9,000, while 142 have been discovered on Earth so far. Now let's take a look at the major incidents when large asteroids actually struck our planet. First, we return to the year 1833, when the night between 12 and 13 November lit up with blazing stones streaking across the sky. This extraordinary scene was clearly visible across several regions of North America. People awoke from their sleep and watched this spectacle with astonished eyes. According to researchers, meteors were falling that night at a rate of nearly 100,000 per hour, as if snowflakes were pouring from the sky. From about 10 p.m. on 12 November until sunrise on 13 November, this display continued nonstop. A witness named William Dray wrote in an article that it was unbelievably stunning. The glowing stones seemed to be moving southwest, yet they were visible all across the sky. Light kept showering from above continuously. American astronomer Denison Olmsted collected detailed accounts and eyewitness reports about this event. He later published his findings in an American journal. At that time, scientific knowledge about asteroids was extremely limited, so people offered all kinds of interpretations. Some said it was divine punishment, while others declared it to be the beginning of the end of the world. But the real reason surfaced many years later when humans began exploring the universe. Far from Earth lies a cluster of stars known as the Leo constellation. Within this constellation, there exists a comet. Comets are made of dust and ice, and like planets, they also orbit the sun. This particular comet is called the Tempel-Tuttle comet, and it takes 33 years to complete one orbit around the sun. When this comet passes close to the sun, some of its dust and ice particles break away and scatter. These particles eventually enter Earth's atmosphere as meteors, where friction causes them to burn up, just like the event that occurred in 1833. According to scientists, this meteor shower occurs every 33 years. However, sometimes predictions are not accurate, and the event may occur slightly earlier or later than expected. Now let's explore another remarkable incident. On the morning of 30 June 1908, in the Siberian region of Russia, near a river and a forest, a massive object from space was hurtling toward Earth at a speed of 54,000 kilometers per hour. Its diameter was estimated between 150 to 300 feet. In other words, scientists compare this space rock to a 25-story building. That's how enormous it was. Those who witnessed it said it looked as if a blazing ball of fire, like the sun itself, was racing rapidly toward the ground. Suddenly, an intense flash of light blinded those who were watching, and moments later, a powerful explosion shook the earth. In the blink of an eye, an area of 2,150 square kilometers of forest was flattened, and millions of trees were burned. According to scientists, this huge rock exploded in the atmosphere 5 to 10 kilometers above the ground before it could actually strike the Earth's surface. The shockwave was so strong that the ground trembled even hundreds of kilometers away, similar to the impact of a nuclear explosion. In fact, the blast was equivalent to 4 to 15 megatons of TNT, making it 250 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Fortunately, the Siberian region where this occurred was uninhabited, so only 3 lives were believed to have been lost. Russia still commemorates this event every year on June 30th. Similarly, in South Africa, there is a town called Vredefort. It is said that nearly 2 billion years ago, a massive asteroid struck this area, creating a crater 250 to 300 kilometers wide. This crater still exists today. The asteroid that hit here is estimated to have been 20 to 25 kilometers in diameter and impacted at a speed of 25 kilometers per second. For a long time, this place was believed to be an extinct volcano, but in 1961, the true nature of the site became clear, and in 2005, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site. There are many such gigantic craters around the world, proving that Earth has been struck by large asteroids multiple times in the past. Now let's discuss one of the most famous events. As you all know, around 66 million years ago, a colossal asteroid struck Earth and wiped out the dinosaurs. What actually happened was that, near present-day Mexico, a rock larger than Mount Everest blasted into the Earth at a speed of 20 kilometers per second. The impact created a crater nearly 200 kilometers wide and 20 kilometers deep. The collision sent massive clouds of dust, soil, and debris into the atmosphere. For nearly 15 years, these particles remained suspended in the air, blocking sunlight from reaching the Earth's surface. Plants could not photosynthesize, stopped growing, and eventually died. Plant-eating animals starved, and in turn, the carnivorous dinosaurs that fed on them also lost their food source. The destruction caused by this event far exceeded the devastation of any nuclear explosion. Massive earthquakes occurred. Oceans shook violently, tsunamis formed, and vast forest fires break out. With the sky already darkened by dust clouds, Earth's temperature dropped sharply. In such extreme conditions, not only dinosaurs, but countless other species struggled to survive. According to scientists, around 75% of all living species were wiped out. But today, things are very different. In the modern age, whenever a stone, asteroid, meteoroid, or meteor drifts even near our planet, NASA and scientists detect it long before it becomes a threat. An alert is issued immediately. On NASA's website, you can even view a 3D simulation of nearly 3,000 near-Earth asteroids and track their paths. But the question remains, could something like this ever happen again? Could a massive asteroid strike Earth and cause catastrophic destruction? Technically, yes, it's possible, but the chances are very low. And whether it will happen, how it will happen, or when it could happen, no human truly knows. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoy such informative and research-based videos, make sure to subscribe to our Bangladesh channel. Thanks you for watching.